Otis, are you from Chicago?
Yeah.
I was just wondering how you got the name Otis.
So that's four generations.
Oh, okay.
That's father, grandfather. Well, four now because I have a son named Otis. So that's yeah, it's an old school name. So if you got a name called Otis, it's got to be some type of Southern heritage in that somewhere else.
That's what I thought, man. I was like, maybe he's from Mississippi or something.
Yo, welcome to Beers and Bars.
Your place for rapid fire hip hop discussion and of course great beer.
I am Kamal Kiddo.
OT the Golden Child. Thank y'all for checking out our last episode. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to Reese. Make sure you check out that episode. It is available now. But before we even go any further, you all see we have someone here with us who is our guest for today's show, and we are going to let her introduce herself. So if you will.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Black Beer Geek, live from Baltimore.
Baltimore. B-boy.
Courtney Holden.
True.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here with you guys.
Right on. It's good to have you.
What's up? I think we've been following each other for some time now, so it's finally good to, get on the show and just have some conversation, over a beer. And of course, we have a couple subjects today as well. So, come on, first, what's going to be our subjects today? What are we going to talk about?
Well, of course, two albums that just dropped. The much anticipated, at least for the last week or two, is Nas, King's Disease, produced entirely by Hit Boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Chicago's own Vic Mensa with the V tape. With the V, is it V tape or is it 5?
V tape. It's V tape.
All right.
Vendetta.
Naturally, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is Vic Mensa, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it was, but yeah, V tape. And we're gonna, of course, talk to Courtney about her journey with getting into craft beer and all that good stuff. Lady and gentlemen, what are we drinking?
Let's throw it to Courtney first. Let's go ahead and do it that way.
So I'm drinking Amplify Black Voices by Hellbender Brewing Company. It's a hazy pale ale, 5.8 ABV. Shout out to Brandon and the IPA Way, Tim, my boy, for being collaborative on brewing this.
That's what's up.
Black voice was it amplified Black Voices? Amplify Black Voices. Word.
Now is that out your way? That's out your way, right? Or
an hour up the road, like I want to go to DC all the time, but with COVID and everything, a lot of stuff is closed. So somebody got this for me while I was out of town, and I'm really thankful for it. But yeah, it's the 100% of the proceeds went to education initiatives, so I'm really happy about that as well.
That's what's up.
That is cool.
I'll go ahead and go next, Kamal. I have today Salmon Pants Premium Lager. This is via Warpigs. Warpig Brewing is pretty much so this is Kamal. We've had I forgot what it's called, man. I forgot the name of it, but
we've had
Lager. Exactly, yeah. Well, Warpig is a combination of McKellar and Three Floyds. You know what I'm saying? When they come together, they are Warpig. So
True.
Premium Lager, I think this joint is at 5.3%. I'm just trying to switch it up because I call myself a basic bitch IPA dude. I don't know if that's really, you know what I'm saying? So it's Sunday. It's Sunday and I'm trying to stay light because yesterday I had like a triple IPA from Hot Butcher at 10.5 and some other beers. So being as today is a chill day and I got to work tomorrow, I'm trying to, stay a little bit lighter, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, cheers, man.
Right on. Cheers. I'm actually going to go with the whole Black is Beautiful theme with the Amplify Voices. And I'm going Amplify Black Voice, and I'm going to do another Black is Beautiful today.
Okay.
Keeping it real African-American on the show today. With all the music that we're talking about today. I'm I wanted to pair this music with Black is Beautiful. I'll get into that later, actually. But
Okay.
this is another.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you. Go
yeah.
ahead.
This is another one. It's an Imperial Stout, of course, with coconut and vanilla. This one is from Marz Brewing again. This is like 10% ABV.
Yeah.
Okay, we going
Yeah.
big.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Come on, have you had that before already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've had it before.
Okay. All right. Let's cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
My dollar store glass here. This is one of my favorite. Let's kick it off, Courtney. Your beer journey. Where did that start at?
All right, so my beer journey. So in about 2013, I met my wife, now wife, and I was big into learning how to like barbecue and cook and do all kinds of stuff, mostly trying to impress her. And so I started with beer because of adding beer to food, and
Mhm.
then never would add all of the beer, so I would drink the rest. And I was like, oh, this is a craft beer, so I'm gonna check this out, see if it tastes good. I would taste it and taste it in the food, and then I kind of like got into beer like that. So I kind of like took the back door with the food way. I started playing around with meats and different things like that, and then once I got into it, I just took off with it, and I just was doing it all the time. So
Yeah.
that's how I got into craft beer, really, because I just wanted to uh, see more about all these different brews that I was finding and cooking with. So that's how I got into
Wow. Go ahead, Kamal. Go ahead.
So where did the Black Beer Chick moniker come from? How did you get
Black Beer
got
Geek.
into beer? Black Beer Geek. And so how did you get into where did that moniker come from, and how did you start the Instagram page and all of that?
Oh, that's a good question. So, shortly, I moved here to Baltimore 2 years ago from New Orleans. And one of the biggest things that I got when I told people I was leaving New Orleans to go to Baltimore is like, man, you going to the Northeast, that's where all the good beer is. And I was
Mm.
excited, and I was like, oh, yes, we coming up here, and I'm going to have all this beer right here. So I moved up here, and I would go out into tap rooms and stuff and try beer, but I would never see black people. And I knew there was a high population of black people that lived in DC and in Baltimore. So I'm like, where y'all hiding at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was in a beer bar, and I was talking to this beer tender, and he's like, join this group or whatever. I'm not going to disclose their name because it went pretty bad, which is part of the story. And
True.
so I joined this group on Facebook that was supposed to be like where everybody in Maryland that drinks craft beer get together and like do meetups, and you learn about the beer releases and everything there. And when
Yeah.
I went there, I inquired about where other people that look like me, including black people, most specifically, drink beer. And it went incredibly bad. Like I got called names, and I was
Really?
kind of crazy, and it was just like really ugly. It just turned out really ugly. So basically, I decided that day that the only way I was gonna be able to meet other black people that like beer was for me to create my own stuff. So that day, I decided to create Black Beer Geek, and I started posting pictures of all the beer that I was
Your
drinking.
mic.
Your mic. We can't hear you. Hold on. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Nah.
Mm-mm.
Hello. Can you?
Yes.
Okay. What did you miss?
Uh,
Uh, about 10 seconds back when you were talking about
yeah.
why you decided to do it based upon that story.
Right. So
Okay,
you,
so
yeah.
yeah, basically, I decided that I was gonna start my own group because it went so badly, and I felt like these people that were in this group didn't really want. It was mostly white males, and they didn't really want to talk about the fact that there was lack of diversity in the breweries around here. So I wanted to create my own space to do that. So that's why I created Black Beer Geek.
Man, let me ask. So just because you asked where people like you know, people who look like us, is there a space like that, or were there others that look like you in that area, whatever? And how could you find them? You got backlash for that? That like
Yeah,
they was.
I really did. It
That's
was like
crazy.
100 and something comments. It was like one of the people now, even when I bring that up, they'll be like, I'll be out at a beer joint and I'll say, that's the reason I created it. And then they'll say, oh, I remember that pose. That was crazy how they was treating you, yo. And I was
Wow.
like,
So this is a Facebook group.
yeah, so it's a Facebook group on there and mostly white males, and they're very pretentious and just like don't want anybody to question like the fact that Maryland breweries are mostly white males, like they are, which
Mhm.
most of them are. And I was like, I don't feel like this is a good place for me. And, I just decided that I was just going to create my own thing. And so it started as a place for me to talk about my own brew journey. But then I started meeting people and posting more, and that networking allowed me to get to where I am now. So that's how I got through it.
I'm
So
over here like low key heated, like kind of
on the
pissed.
real,
Listen,
like,
it's
hold on,
like,
man. What could you have
wow.
possibly said to set them all off like that? You know what I'm saying? But
Well, it was actually that question. It was like, where do
wow.
people of color or POCs drink beer? Like, where do all the black people that like to drink beer, and where do you drink at? And they was so mad. They was like, why does it have to be about race? Everything is about race with y'all. And it's like, you
Like,
know what?
well, no, I'm just asking a question. Like, can I
Right.
find people that look like me
There's nothing
like,
wrong with asking
but
that.
I think the question was so challenging, right? Maybe it was like, damn, we don't have a good response, right? Like,
Right. It's uncomfortable. So, you
Yeah,
made them
ah,
uncomfortable. But how long ago was that? Like
So
how long ago was it that you started the Instagram
so
page and showing everything that you do on your page?
So I started Black Beer Geek, the National Craft Beer Day, which is in November of last year. So in a
mhm.
year's time, I made the progress that I've made now, and I have had the beer page, as well as I've created a social group here called Be More Black Beer Drinkers Club, which meets monthly at different places, where we basically consider it a sacred space for people of color not people of color, actually just black people, to drink
Okay.
beer, talk about things that they're going through, like that.
Yeah.
So I've been very vocal about that, and it went very well. And we have our second monthly meeting in September. So I'm excited about that too.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, that's
Pretty
awesome,
cool.
man.
That's
Um, yeah,
and
that's
all
fire.
this
Yeah, yeah.
and this all happened before COVID, right?
Yeah, this all happened before COVID. So the incident where I was basically railroaded into creating Black Beer Geeks, but it's a gift and a blessing
Yeah.
also, happened before COVID. But then I had started Black Beer Geeks and was kind of like just doing the thing like it was a hobby. It wasn't really meant to be nothing for real, to be
Yeah.
honest. And then when COVID hit and people were paying more attention and the racial stuff started, that's
Yes.
when Black Beer Geek just went like through the roof. Like it was
Wow.
crazy. So like now, like every weekend, I'm like funneling through people telling me, well, where are we going to drink this weekend? I got people beating down doors to drink beer with me
Wow.
every weekend, which is
That's
like
awesome.
the opposite of what it was.
That's
So
dope.
and so you're still doing the meetups now.
Yeah, I'm doing the meetups, but we're doing them safely. We
Right.
cap
I was
the
about to
numbers
ask
on.
that.
Yeah, we doing safely. Of course, you wear masks when you're not at your table. We also cap the numbers of how many people can attend, and we also have like strategically picked places based on the general number of people that's trying to go,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can accommodate everyone. So like it's a lot of thought that goes behind it. So
Yeah.
we already have planned everything for the rest of the year. So we're good right now.
So is it just you by yourself, or is there other people involved that coordinate everything?
No, I coordinate most of the meetups. We all talk as a group. There are founding members, actually 8 founding members that became members with us in the Be More Black Beer Drinkers Club. And we all talk collectively of things that we want to do. Shout out to Black Brew Movement. They joined the group and they are doing a lot of things in DMV. But we are trying to create a space where it's basically a bridge between DC and Baltimore, because there's tons of beer in Baltimore, but Black people don't really drink beer in Baltimore. They go to DC for everything. So I'm trying to create a space where we can stay in our community and drink beer. So that's what we're trying to do here.
Right.
Hey, I'm so happy we talking to you. This is fire.
Yeah.
When you hit the inbox and said you had a different story, I was like, cool, you can come on, we can talk. But now that you're talking and whatnot, I'm like, it's amazing.
It's always cool to see everybody's journey into it. Even to hear that, you say that you got into it the back way through food, but that's really how a lot of people get into it. You know what I'm saying? With beer and a burger. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the natural way of things. But I think that the story is cool though, for sure.
And I kind of want to go back to the beginning there. So what's your best what dish you got? What's the best? What is your best dish?
Best pairing.
Yeah. Hold on. It stopped again.
It stopped again.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We paused all the way now.
Like nobody.
All right, hold on. You gotta go back.
Yeah. It paused some, and then the volume cut out. So just start. Yeah, just say it again. The whatever the best dish is.
Okay, so my wife would probably say ribs, but I probably would say beer can chicken. I have perfected it to the point that I have so many variations and different things I've done, and now I don't feel like nobody can touch that. Like no.
You talk. Because I tried it once. I think I tried it once with me and my homie, and it was trash. So that's when you have like it was like when you flip I'm gonna mess this all up. You can tell I'm so uneducated. When you have the beer like inside the chicken or something like that, right? Am I tweaking? Okay. Yeah. I'm trash at it. So.
I've seen it. I've definitely had it, but I've never tried it myself.
To make it?
Never tried. Yeah, to make it.
Man, it's a science. I mean, I feel like, well, this is true for any food, but good food takes time to make. And like, I would say that beer can chicken is one of those things that the prep is incredibly important. Like, it's not really like something you could throw together quickly. Like, you really gotta figure out what you want it to taste like, and pick the brews you pick matter. The seasoning that you use matters. The size of the chicken versus the volume of the beer matters. Like, it's actual science. So like at this point, it's like I've kind of figured it out. Like to the point that nobody can touch it. Like, I don't feel like anybody can touch mine. So.
Hey, you talk. And one last thing. So one thing, but when we was trying to talk about the segments of what we are going to talk about, you asked, have we seen P-Valley? So here's your opportunity to sell us us and everybody else.
What is P-Valley? I mean, I know what it is now, but I definitely did not know what it was 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so P-Valley is a show that is on Stars, and it is based in a place in Mississippi, in rural Mississippi, in the Mississippi Delta. And it's basically in a small segment, it would be about a show about strippers in the strip club and this strip club plays, what role it plays in this small town. But in the in the grand scheme of things, I think what people don't understand is that there's more to the story than them just being a stripper, right? It's like, why did they choose that profession?
Yes.
What is that their way out? Are they trying to build themselves up to something, this and that and the other? And it gives like a kind of a gateway into a vision of what it's like to live in a small town,
Mhm.
and that's that one place where everybody go every weekend. It's a different kind of vibe than like in a city where you have a lot of choices of places you can go
Right.
and inner workings of that. So I think it touches on a lot of pieces of Southern culture, but it also talks about strip culture, and then just like the stories behind all of the characters makes completely good sense for them
Yeah.
to talk about it the way they do. And it's kind of a trendsetter. Like nobody else is making a show like that. We haven't seen anything like that. So I think the reason that P Valley is something that you should watch is because there's no other show like it. Like there isn't. I feel
Okay.
like it's a lot like Queen Sugar was for just the general heterosexual black person that doesn't understand Southern culture. I feel like for anybody that's up on what it means to be Southern, go to the strip club. It's all about the good ass chicken wings. It's good about the drinks be pouring, the music be loud, but it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. How is this fueling this city? How is
Yeah.
it fueling this county, this town, or whatever? Like that's why I think that P Valley is incredibly important.
Dang, G Stars got to hire you. You know what I'm saying? What's going
Real.
on? Stars, put Courtney
Dang,
on.
G.
Put her
Right.
on
At
the
the end of
payroll.
that, put stars.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, what else? You want to? Let's we'll wrap up on this part and then we'll move to the music. Anything you want to say right now, Courtney? Anything you want people to know, or we gonna? Yeah,
Black
go ahead.
Beer Geek.
I just want people to know that Black Beer Geek is a character that I have created that is about. It's much bigger than beer for me. It's more about beer is a culture, and there is so much that African Americans can build in this culture. They can bring more to it. We've already seen that with things like Fresh Fest and all of the things that's happening right now in brew life right now because of Black people coming to the forefront. And I feel like Black Beer Geek is just a resource for people to understand that we have a lot to say and we want to drink beer too. And we like beer too. And
Yeah.
it's okay for us to like beer and want to drink with other people that look like us. And there's nothing
Yes.
wrong with that. There's a kind of different kind of conversation I can have over a beer with Kamal and Otis versus a conversation with the people that I normally would be in the tap room with. So
Yeah,
that's important, and I think that's what Black Beer Geek represents. That we do have a presence in the tap room, and I want people to know that.
For sure. For sure.
beautiful.
Right on.
Maul, take us away, man.
Nas, King's Disease, produced by Hit Boy, just dropped. I'm gonna start with a hot take.
Go.
When I first heard it, I thought it was refreshing to hear Nas. We don't hear him often. I hear storytelling Nas. I hear a little bit of Playboy Nas. But more than anything, I hear introspective Nas that is, I mean, he's always introspective, but the Nas that has been through a marriage, a failed marriage, um, 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 a lot of just older knowledge of owning and you know, you talked a little bit about the company investing and things like that, just a little bit, but overall, I'm gonna keep it real. Because people have definitely been hitting me like, yo, this Nas is crazy, son. How can you, yo, this is insane, crazy Nas. When it's like, really, in my opinion, at this moment right now, it's just okay to me. I think Nas is spitting. I think he's spitting. But the musicality, the production, the beats. Hit Boy's music is very radio ready to me. It's very R&B esque. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like. Let me not say what it doesn't sound like, but it sounds very radio ready. More than anything, it sounds like any of these songs can go on the radio. I mean, even when I first heard Ultra Black, I thought it was good, but I'm like, all right, cool. This like the single, you know what I'm saying? What's deeper on the album? You know what I'm saying? And most of the songs have that radio-esque feel. When from Nas, I expect, you know what I'm saying, some New York Alchemist type stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of beats. And this is very radio ready to me. You know what I'm saying? This is very polished, clean Nas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the message and what he's saying is still there. He's still got it. It's refreshing to hear AZ and Foxy and Cormega and Dr. Dre, you know what I'm saying? The Firm. I really like the song with Anderson .Paak.
That's my joint.
I actually think the first time I heard Lil Durk, I was like, I don't know if he fit. But then when I heard it a couple more times, I'm like, okay, yeah, I feel you. I see.
To the Wars one,
yeah. No, I see when you listen to his verse and his storyline is on par with what Nas is saying. And I thought it fit well. Overall, though, I thought right now I really like the words on the album. I really like the spin, the delivery, everything. But the music part fell flat for me. It's not bad, but it's not that great to me. I just think it's okay on the production side. I think it's just you're straightforward. It sounds like an R&B album to me, man. Production wise, that's my take.
I'll go. I won't have much to say. I think Nas is my favorite rapper. So I'll say that I think the album is good. I'm not gonna. People are right now like, oh my God, it's the craziest. I think people are just refreshed to hear Nas. So it's like,
I think so too.
But outside of that, I think King's Disease is classic Nas. I do like Blue Benz. It's a nostalgic, joint. 27 Summers is good, but it's too short. It's like, I don't know what's going on with that. I like Till the Wars One because of the commentary on it. I like the messaging on that joint because he's talking about, I don't know. How can I put this? I like what Dirk is talking about on there. And I like the fact that Dirk is young and giving a young person's perspective. And Dirk is from Chicago. But he's talking about, blackness and how we got to stick in it and be together and all that, which I think is a great thing to say right now because I don't know, man. Like, I'm tired of within our, how can I put this? It seems like ever since everything happened with George Floyd, like, Black Lives Matter, but there's been a lot of fighting within the collective, right? Like, well, we don't matter, or we don't feel protected, or this and that. It's like a lot of different segmented identities within one group, but it's like, hey, hold on. Like, I think reset it last week the best. Let's agree on what we can agree on and build from there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think Nas is kind of speaking on that some on this song. Other than that, I'm a Nas guy, so all of my opinion is gonna be biased anyway. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I do dig the album overall, though. I think it's a decent album overall. So yeah.
I think that the album was a nice one to ride to.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know that I would turn it on to get hype or nothing, but like just riding in the car from one place to whatever. That was a dope album for that. Of course, I love that Anderson .Paak joint. That's my joint right there. I like that. Yeah. Anything on him on it, the beat was just amazing. And then ultimately, I agree with Kamal what he said about it being radio ready. I think it's different for me because I'm not a Nas fan, but I'm not a Nas fan. I'm like in the middle.
Right.
And hearing something that's so commercialized that could be played on the radio for Nas is different for me because most every time he put out an album, it's either something that the Nas heads love, it's an underground kind of thing, or he got one or two songs on the album that he put out and everybody loves them because they radio ready. But this is a different kind of situation. The whole album is great.
I think so.
It could be put out all the singles for this. But Ultra Black, the message in that song, like, I can understand why Black is Beautiful, the beer, like I could see myself like being in a video drinking that beer. Like for real.
You feel me?
No. So that's Nas. We're gonna Vic Mensa? Come on.
Going on with the whole thing, Black is Beautiful. We're gonna get to Vic Mensa, the V tape. Very short project. I'm
not mad at that.
I'm not mad either, but I think it sums up his ideology at this time. But I'm gonna chill with my opinion right now. I'm not gonna go first again.
Okay. I'll go. I'll.
The V tape, Vic Mensa. What's your thoughts?
So Reese last week said that he was gonna drop something that was more bar heavy. Because Vic has been on this, Vic is a Chicago artist, you know what I'm saying? He's been more so on his rock side or whatever. But I do think on this project, he's more back to rapping. He's definitely rapping. I'll say like this, Machiavelli, Bars for Days, X Games. I'm a Snow Allegra fan, G. Once her voice come on, I fall out. I like Rebirth, biographical bars. Too Honest is good as well. I think he's rapping. I think this little project, he just showcased that, he can rap because we haven't been getting that from Vic Mensa. But I think overall it's a decent, nice little 7-song project. You know what I'm saying? So Courtney, I'm not sure if you ever checked Vic out. What did you check this joint out? Did you listen to it?
I checked it out because y'all gave me a heads up with it. I actually didn't know this guy or anything about him like that.
Right.
I told y'all I'm a Southern hip hop head, but I listened to it. I like Machiavelli was good. I also like Too Honest. I really like that one a lot. I do think it was a short project. For me, this would be one of the ones that I would listen to, like if I was running or I was cooking or something. I got to be doing something while I'm listening to this album. I can't just sit and listen to it. I feel like that wasn't for me, that kind of thing. But that doesn't make it not good. It's just one of them ones that you got to like be doing something else. It's like along with it, something else. So like, I thought it was decent. I mean, there's worse albums out right now, so I can't say that.
I think I saw a post from you. I saw a post from you the other day too. You really throw one back yesterday before you took a run? Did you throw one back and then take a run?
Yeah. So the other day I drank a 12% Black is Beautiful.
Wow.
Before I went to a 1.5 mile run.
Oh my God.
And it was like 80-something degrees outside. So I was good. When you drink before a run, it's good.
Really?
I'll be tired.
All right, I'm gonna have to try because I'm about that run life, and all right. Before my next run, I'll throw one back and see how I feel. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Go ahead, come on, man. Go ahead. What do you think about the album, man?
All right, man. Vic Mensa, man. I'm a fan of Vic Mensa. I think my favorite project of his is the Orange Internet tape. And the single from that was Orange Soda or something like that. But anyway, I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying? I've seen, since I am from Chicago, I have seen him kind of rise a little bit. So, when he was doing his rock thing, he got signed, or was doing something with good music, was doing something with Kanye. I thought that was very cool. But when Saba dropped,
You like
Saba's good.
Saba?
Saba's good.
Saba, man.
But when Saba dropped his last project, you know, he was in pain. You know what I'm saying? It was very obvious that his music was in pain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like his friend had just died.
Yeah.
He was rapping, but it was a lot of trauma in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to coin this term, trauma rap. Because since Saba, you know what I'm saying, listening to G Herbo's last project was a lot of trauma in that. He was affected by his friends dying young. He's young himself. He's like in his 20s. You know what I'm saying? And seeing his friends die. And I was ready to call this a trauma rap album once again, because a lot of the songs on here they're all autobiographical, but it's a lot about his depression. It's a lot about you know, the things that he was going through in the media. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot about you know, he spoke a little bit about if you know Vic Mensa and know what he's done, then you know that, you know, he had a little bit of beef with DJ Academics, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, there was a whole issue when he went up to the Everyday Struggle show, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, to hear all of that and to hear Too Honest and to hear X Games and to hear Rebirth, all of these songs are deeply affecting him. You know what I'm saying? He's like straight up writing out of his turmoil. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, from that perspective, you know, I agree with Courtney as far as, I don't know if I'm going to be listening to this just chilling, because this is going to make me sad. You know what I'm saying? This is going to make me upset, man. Like, this man is hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's only 7 tracks, so it's not expansive enough where we can get some other vibes from it. It's all pain. And I'm not going to say it's all pain, but a lot of it is pain.
Majority of it is, man.
The majority of it.
I think. So I'm not crazy, huh? Because I was listening to it and I was like, why does it seem so vulnerable? You know, like
very.
And I felt like I don't know much about it, and I don't have time to research him and figure out what happened to him, but this seemed vulnerable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then I was like, oh, well, let me go back to this next track and listen to it so I could go on. And it was the same thing. So I'm like, I kind of understand where you're coming from. You know?
Yeah.
I definitely felt like I think it's a good project because he can rap. And he's getting back on his rapping thing when he hasn't really rapped like this in a while. So it's good to hear, but it's definitely kind of just heart-wrenching a little bit where I don't know if I can listen to it. I don't know if it has repeat listens like that because of that. You know what I'm saying? He is rapping, but it's painful raps. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would be my take on it, though, man. That'd be my
take.
Check it out.
Yeah.
You can check it out.
Yeah, I definitely will recommend it. Check it out if you're into bars. He's definitely rapping. Let's end out here since you did say that you are a fan of Southern rap. Let's do it. Let's do it this way. Your top 3 rappers, Courtney. Give us. I mean, if you have the mostly Southern, I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh, snap!
Hey, bonus hour. Go ahead.
Okay. So I would say number 3 would be Bun B. Number 2 would be Andre 3000. Number 1 would be Big Crit all day. Big Crit is my favorite rapper. Like, I listen to him 3-4 times a week, all the time.
That's what's up.
So,
wow.
Big Crit, I feel like he's one of the most underrated rappers that ever came out. Like, people sleep on him. You know, his beats be raw. The production on his albums be raw. You know, I've seen him in concert when he came here just before. Well, I think end of last year we went for my wife's birthday. Man, best show I ever been to. Like,
Wow.
period. Crit is the bomb.
Well, I mean, look, I ain't gonna. We did a mixtape session where we reviewed one of Chris' mixtapes, and Forever Is a Mighty Long Time was either number 2 or number 3 in my 2017 or 2018 albums of that year.
Yeah.
The double disc. That was a fire album. That double disc was like Bury Me in Gold.
Yeah, he had some joints.
I got a whole lot of mixed messages, bro. That joint was.
Oh yeah, the mixed messages joint. Yeah.
So I hear you. That's what's up. It's good to hear different. You know. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Look, the South, G. You go to the South, you gonna hear some different top 5s. You know what I'm saying? You gonna hear something else.
But I mean, you asked me what my 3 favorite rappers was, but I mean, I would say that if you had to put some you know, people that not a lot of folks know about, they're not mainstream, I would say Trey the Truth too. I mean, like you can't just like say, well, 3 favorite rappers and then just leave it. Like, is it like underground? Is it
no? Just your personal.
All encompassing. All encompassing.
I'm saying them my 3 right there. I mean, there wouldn't be no Southern rap if it wasn't for Bun B, you know, K and them. But Bun B as a lyricist, I mean, like, she just passed everybody for a long time. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I love him, man. I love them boys, man. I want them to drop something while we in COVID. What y'all doing over there in Houston right now?
On the real.
Funny, man. Hey, but truth be told, people argue about who got the best verse on
International Players Anthem.
International Players Anthem, G, because they really all get off. Include, like, I've heard people say Bun got the best verse. Actually.
Ain't no best. It's just everybody good.
True that. I agree. But yeah. That's what's up.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming on this show.
Thank you, Courtney.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out of beer right now, so I would do a toast. But, you know, beers and bars. We appreciate y'all for watching. And we'll see y'all next week.
Woo! Peace.